Hi, and welcome to my channel. This video is all about Katar Critical Auto Attack Build Guide, intended for PvE and MVP scenarios. And this guide is suitable for beginners, newbies, and F2P non-spender players. This guide includes how to properly build your stat allocation, skill allocation, master skill, Aesir Monument allocation, gear enchantments, which offensive cards is best to use, which defensive card is best to use by an F2P, and what would be the best mid-game gears and equipments for critical auto attack build. So without further ado, let's begin. Now, let's start with stat allocation. Strength. This stat contributes on increasing our raw attack stat, which also increases our overall damage output. So this stat should be maxed out and be put to 99 points. Agility. This stat contributes on increasing our attack speed and flee. We can now easily reach maximum attack speed since we have multiple gears that provides attack speed. And flee is important for our survivability performance, as it can dodge most of the physical attacks, both normal and skill attacks of MVPs. So bringing your agility to a decent number is also a priority. Vitality. This contributes on increasing our HP and a fraction of our physical defense. On PvE, we can't benefit that much having a high vitality, since vitality stat doesn't give that much boost for a GX job class. In my case, I did not allocate any vitality stat. Intelligence. This contributes on increasing magic attack stat and improves magical defense. Critical auto attack build does not benefit anything from this stat, so there's no need to allocate points for this stat. Dexterity. This stat mainly contributes on our hit rate stat and also decreases casting time of skills. Critical attacks does not benefit from hit rate, but auto sonic blow will likely miss most of the time when dealing against a high tier MVPs. So having a decent number of hit rate and improving the hit success of auto sonic blow would improve our overall damage performance. Also, we need to at least have a total of 50 points dexterity stat to remove the casting time of our poisonous smoke skill. Luck. This stat mainly contributes on our critical rating stat. Sure, our attacks would likely be a perfect critical damage form, even with a low luck stat, since we can get tons of critical rating from gears and other sources. In my case, I brought my luck stat to a total of 125 since I'm using a Ninja Suit Moonlight armor gear. Ninja Suit Moonlight provides additional crit damage stat when your luck reaches 70, 100, and 130 points. Now, we come to skill allocation. On Thief skill, we don't need ambush skill for PvE scenarios, and it's up to you where you want to allocate your extra skill points. On Thief skill, we just need to max out, improve flee, hiding, and enchant poison. After Assassin Cross Job Breakthrough, improve flee must be put to level 15, since it will provide additional 5% flee and a 15% movement speed. On Assassin skill, Katar Mastery passive skill, Sonic Blow skill, and Enhanced Enchant Poison passive skill should be put to level 10. Sonic Acceleration passive skill and Backslide upgrade to level 5. On Assassin Cross skill, Advanced Katar Mastery, Assassination Heart, Assassination Halo, and Enchant Deadly Poison should be brought to level 10. Enhanced Hiding skill level 10 is quite useful, since it will provide us a plus 20% movement speed while on hiding state, but allocating the extra skill points to damage enhancement skills and passives are far more better. For Assassin Cross Job Breakthrough skill points, Improved Flee must be upgraded to level 15, since it will provide an additional plus 5% flee and a plus 15% movement speed. Sonic Blow skill is advisable to be put to level 15, since it will provide additional plus 100% attack and a plus 10% stun chance. A very good boost for overall damage output from Auto Sonic Blow. Advanced Katar Research level 20 will give additional plus 10% damage. Assassination Heart level 20 will give you additional plus 30% more critical damage. And Enchant Deadly Poison level 20 will also provide a plus 10% penetration. On Guillotine Cross skill, A level 10 poisonous weapon. Aside from the new poison element buff, it will also provide a plus 10% attack. And level 10 new poison research will also provide an additional plus 30% damage to monster when using poisonous weapon buff. Level 15 poisonous smoke. From level 11 to level 15, it will also provide an effect that will decrease the movement speed by 20% of targets within the poisonous smoke. Cross Impact skill level 5 and Dark Illusion skill level 5. Dark Illusion skill is useful since you can jump onto the target in an instant, a skill that is good for chasing or closing the gap between you and the target instantly, and it will also provide a 70% chance to perform a Cross Impact level 5 when using Dark Illusion skill. And Hallucination Walk level 5. This skill is useful for both defensive and offensive scenarios, as it provides a plus 50% movement speed, flee and critical resistance plus 50, and a plus 50% magic reduction. Poison Cast skill. You can unlock and acquire this skill on Aesir Monument. As soon as you acquire enough gold medals and contributions, you can unlock right away the Poison Cast skill on Aesir Monument. On Master skill, level 3 Spinning Shiv skill and a level 1 Strangling passive skill is already enough to improve your overall damage output. I did allocate Strong Blade and Harvest passive skill for experimentation purpose, and I am saving my Master skill points for the upcoming second line Master skill effect. I'm planning to try and utilize the second Master skill CRS build in the future. When the second Master skill will release in the future, the critical auto attack build can also benefit from the Flash of Brilliance passive skill. Now, we come to Aesir Monument allocation. For a start, while we are still lacking of gold medals and contributions, you will aim for basic important attributes. Then as you progress, you will gradually aim to activate more advanced attributes. Prioritize this attributes as early as possible. Poison Restraint 1 and 2, Enchant Poison 1 and 2, Katar Mastery 2 and 3. Then, Backslide 1 and 2. We need to unlock this enhancement attribute, since Backslide will help us a lot when we need to avoid a difficult situation. Poison Cast skill. We need to unlock Poison Cast skill as soon as possible, as this skill will hugely amplify our poison element attacks. Then, gradually activate all Poison Cast Empower enhancement attributes. As if you manage to activate all Poison Cast Empower. This will provide us a plus 35% additional poison damage. Now, 40% base plus 35%. The target would receive a total of plus 75% poison element damage received. Along the way, you can gradually allocate some on crit damage enhancement attributes. You aim first the plus 5%, which will cost a 12 medals, then the plus 2.5%, which will cost 8 medals. Then if you already had extra medals, you can gradually activate the plus 2% ones, which will cost you 18 medals and a 3,000 contribution. Then in the future, you can also get the ones with plus 1% crit damage for 20 gold medals. Next, you should also allocate on Enhanced Enchant Poison 1 and 2, and as you progress to a more advanced path, and already had enough gold medals and contribution. You should aim next for Enchant Deadly Poison and Power. This enhancement attribute will provide you an additional plus 2% attack on your Enchant Deadly Poison buff skill. Then as you progress further, you can allocate some for additional 1% attack attribute. Now we come to Gear Enchantment. Since we need to further improve our overall damage output, it's better for us to aim for damage enhancing stats. On weapon, aim for this attribute stats: crit damage percentage, physical damage increase, and raw attack stat. For special effect attribute stats, also aim for this special effect attribute stat: sharp crit damage stat, or sharp blade attack percent stat. On accessory enchantment, aim for this attribute stats: crit damage, physical damage increase, and raw attack. For special effect attribute stats, sharp blade percentage attack stat. On offhand enchantment, aim for this attribute stats: crit damage, physical damage increase, and raw attack stat. For special effect stats, armor breaking, penetration stat. For armor enchantment, aim for this attribute stats: crit damage, physical damage increase, and raw attack stat. For special effect stats, sharp crit damage stat. In my case, I already burned lots of Mora coins, but still not lucky on getting a critical damage stat, nor a physical damage increase stat. Instead, I got a morale special effect attribute, but this was with a raw attack stat, so still it's beneficial for me. For cloak or garment enchantment, aim for this attribute stats: critical damage, physical damage increase, and raw attack stat. For special effect attribute stats, sadly, there is no attack type special effects for cloak enchantment. For footgear enchantment, aim for this attribute stats: critical damage, physical damage increase, and raw attack stat. And sadly, also there is no attack type special effects for footgear enchantment. For headwear enchantment, aim for this attribute stats: critical damage and raw attack stat. For special effect attribute stat, the Zeal, auto attack damage stat. For facewear enchantment, aim for this attribute stats: critical damage, physical damage increase, and raw attack stat. And for special effect attribute stat, morale. For mouthwear enchantment, aim for this attribute stats: critical damage and raw attack stat. For special effect stats, Zeal, auto attack damage stat. For backwear enchantment, aim for this attribute stats: raw attack stat. For special effect stats, sharp crit damage stat. For tailwear enchantment, aim for this attribute stats: physical damage increase and raw attack stat. For special effect attribute stat, sharp blade percentage attack stat. Now we come to card equipment, to both offensive and defensive cards. For the weapon cards, Minorous card is the best all-rounder card for MVP scenarios. MVP bosses are mostly a large-size monsters, and the size damage modifier cards also provides the highest damage boost compared to other damage modifier cards for weapon slots. as it provides a plus 25% damage boost per card slot. Minorous card is quite expensive, as it's currently at 20 million zennies on exchange. Now, if you still can't afford a Minorous card, you can go for a cheaper cost cards, like racial and elemental damage modifier cards. Damage to elemental modifiers are usually the cheapest ones. And here are the list, and its prices on exchange. For accessory cards, you can also use racial and damage to element modifier cards. And bonus damage stats and effect are also viable. For headgear card, you can use a card that has a bonus attack stats. But for a start, I strongly suggest that you should use Marduk card. Aside from this card is one of the cheapest headwear card, it also provides you an immunity to silenced status, which most of the MVP bosses are capable of casting silence status on players. For offhand, armor, and garment gear, from a certain quest or event, we can obtain multiple useful cards that had a bonus damage effect to MVP bosses. The Merrill Rollins card for offhand slot. This card provides a plus 5% damage to MVPs and minis. The Heart card for armor slot. This card provides a plus 10% damage to MVPs and minis. And the Mayfair Lince card for garment slot. This card also provides a plus 5% damage to MVPs and minis. Aside from these cards provides a very good damage boost to MVPs. We also can save a lot of zennies since we don't have to buy expensive cards for these gear slots. On offhand gear slot, it is also suggested to prepare a Mark card. Mark card will provide us an immunity to freeze status, since most MVPs can cast freezing skills such as Storm Gust and Frost Diver. For footgear card, if you have Traceless card, then you can use it, as there's no other cheap and good option for footgear slot. The Time Holder Star card, on the other hand, can give a great boost for auto attack damage. But it's quite expensive, but if you somehow have it, then it is a great footgear card to be used. The Fallen Bishop card can be also utilized if you're dealing with a demi-human race MVPs. Now, we come to what would be the best gear set for mid-game intended for PvE and MVP scenarios. For offhand, the Vinx Bracelet. This offhand gear provides a great amount of flee and raw attack stats, and it is suggested to use a refined plus 10 Vinx Bracelet to benefit well from its tier effect. For armor, the Ninja Suit Moonlight Armor. This armor can provide a good amount of damage boost, a plus 5% damage to large-sized monsters, a good amount of physical damage increase, and a great amount of critical damage boost. And it is suggested to use a plus 10 Ninja Moonlight Suit to benefit well from its tier bonus effects. For garment, the Adventurer Master Cloak Rift gear still had the highest bonus critical damage boost, as at Refine plus 12, it provides a total of plus 18% critical damage. For footgear, the Adventurer Master Boots Rift gear also provides a total of plus 7% bonus critical damage when Refine level is at plus 12. It also does not cost that much on creating a slot to it. For accessory gear 1, the Fairy and Bottle accessory. This accessory will give you a 5% chance of triggering the Berserker Rage effect which will give you a plus 100% critical damage that will last for 3 seconds. For accessory gear 2, the Fire Ninja Shinobi's Belt. Wearing a ninja suit, moonlight armor, and Fire Ninja Shinobi's belt accessory at the same time will provide a set effect that will give you a plus 10% critical damage. It is best to use a plus 12 Ninja Shinobi's belt to fully benefit from its gear effect and tier effect, or a Refine plus 8 to benefit from its minimal tier effect. But still, you can use a Fire Ninja Shinobi's belt even if it has a lower refinement level than plus 8, just to activate the plus 10% critical damage set effect. For the weapon, Agent Katar Star is the best weapon for auto attack critical build GX. Refinement plus 10 is also the most effective refinement level, as you can benefit 80% of the bonus tier effect of the weapon. You can still use and benefit well from Agent Katar's bonus effect, even it's still not at Refine plus 10. As at Refinement plus 5, it provides a plus 20% damage to poison targets. For the headwear, White Knight Helm headwear is the best headwear for MVP scenarios, since it can provide a plus 10% damage to MVPs, and for every refinement level, you'll get an additional plus 0.5% damage to MVPs and minis per refine level. Or you could use a cheaper and a free one, like the Warmth Before Dawn headwear. This headwear provides a plus 8% damage to MVPs and minis. You can acquire and obtain this headgear from Opal Box, but you also need a very good luck, since you will get a random headwear from opening the Opal Box. In my case, I sold my White Knight Helm headwear, since I failed to over-upgrade it, and it leveled down to a Refine plus 3. Also, I couldn't get a decent enchantment attribute stat compared to my Warmth Before Dawn headwear. I was lucky to get a plus 8.6 additional critical damage, so I decided to dispose my White Knight Helm for good. For face gear, all damage enhancement bonus effect facewear are suitable to be used. Mr. Scream Mask facewear was an optional exchange reward from Battle of Cake weeks ago. This facewear provides a great amount of percentage attack stat. You can also use other facewear which also provides a great damage enhancement stats, like Angel Spirit facewear, and it's cheap and affordable on exchange. Or laser googles for a critical damage bonus, but more expensive than Angel Spirit. You can also use and equip facewear with a racial and elemental damage boost effect. For mouthwear, the Bone in Mouthwear is the cheapest mouthwear that provides a decent damage enhancement stat. This headwear provides a plus 3% penetration stat. Abyss Whisper Mouthwear is also great but quite expensive than Bone in Mouth. For backwear, the Devil Wing and the portable Devarucci back gear is currently the best back gear for critical auto attack build GX. Devil Wing costs cheaper, but you can only craft it since it's a character bound and a non-tradable gear, while portable Devarucci back gear is available at exchange. For the tailwear, for now, there's not much tail gear with a great damage bonus effect available. You can use any tail gear with attack stats bonus. And that's all of it for this video. Thank you for watching.